It's perfect for the answer.
Get your issue, man. My guns back, bodies like them corner man niggas. Red tape, shell casing, bodies zipped in a garbage bag. Don't flinch nor move. If I reach, I'ma pop your ass.
Man, I appreciate you for being here, man. Your name been ringing a long time, so it's only right.
Exactly. Let's get it going, man.
So first and foremost, let's see, where you from?
Well, originally, I'm from the Maine. That's where Maine, 42nd, whatever you want to call it. I'm from the South Side. You feel what I'm saying? But I started everything in the townhouses. That's where I started my dirt. That's where, I really jumped off the porch, started doing everything, guys. So, gonna have a few motherfuckers might say something about it, but townhouse projects, that's what I call my home.
And as far as you being from the Maine, how did you end up going from the Maine to the townhouses?
So my dad, he was hustling on the Maine. My granny ended up moving on the Maine. That's where I got exposed to a lot of stuff. So that's what I started claiming at a point in time. But once a lot of shit started happening for us, like, some ended up happening, I don't want to say too much, but some ended up happening, it split up. We ended up start going back to the T's. And like I said, that's why I started doing my dirt at. 6 in Ohio, that's my granny stayed at. Everybody on the Maine know who I am. Like I say, Pops was from the Maine. I used to be on the Maine all the time. Deli, Pee Wee, Fonzie, all them. That's who I grew up around for real. Like I say, some ended up happening, split up, went to the T's, and that's what it was.
So a lot of those relationships that you actually created while you was in the Maine, did you continue being tight with those people? Or did you kind of like go your own way once you made it to the T's and they kind of like went theirs?
Well, yeah, I can say I still have a few relationships, but it wasn't relationships like that for real. Like, like I said, some ended up happening and it got funky. So, that friendship shit, growing up in Richmond, your friends become your enemies. So, that's how everything happened. I still say what's up to a few of them, though, still love. It ain't nothing, nothing like that, but yeah.
So what was your household like? Do you come from a 2-parent household, a single parent household? And what was your relationship like with your pops?
No, I come from a single household. My mom, she was a mom and dad. I mean, she was a mom and dad basically. My dad, he was a big hustler. He was in the streets a lot. Me and his relationship was kind of rocky at first because his wife, it's a long story for real, but our relationship really wasn't. It wasn't like no dad and son for real. He was more like a friend for real. You feel what I'm saying? And I learned a lot from him for real. But I wish I can go back in time and really sit back and talk to him and tell him how I feel right now. You get what I'm saying? So it was kind of rocky. But my mom was my dad though. She taught me everything. You know what I mean? I just got a lot of different things about my dad is installed in me. You feel what I'm saying?
So when you speak from a past tense, like you say, go back in time. Did something happen to your pops?
Yeah, my dad, he had a drinking problem. He suffered from depression, and he basically, he masked it with alcohol. He ended up passing away at the Motel 6 in Vallejo from alcohol. So that's why I speak in past tense.
Rest in peace to your pops.
Yeah, real mainline legend. Everybody know who he is.
What age did the street shit come about, and what type of things were you into?
So I was exposed to the streets at a young age. I'm not gonna be like everybody and make it seem like this was destined and I was thugging at 6 and shit like that. That's not what it was because this was a choice. I didn't have to be in the streets. My mom did everything she had to do to make sure that I wasn't in the streets, but I was drawn to it. I always wanted to go to my granny house. My granny stayed in the middle of the hood everywhere she stayed at. So I used to always be at my granny house, always at my granny house, and that's how I got exposed to it. Being around dope dealers, being around pimps, being around hustlers, killers, and shit like that. So it opened my eyes to it. Like I say, this was a choice. I could have been playing football, playing basketball, and shit like that, but I was drawn to this. That lifestyle. When you see people that you idolize, your uncles, your cousins, shit, they walk around money in their pocket, pops, you know, different cars. You see pops selling dope and shit like that. So that's what really drove me to it. Like I want to be like my pops. You feel what I'm saying? But not knowing that them with some big shoes to fill. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that's what really drew me to it. Like I was fascinated with that. And I mean, not knowing what I was getting myself into was real.
So did you ever try to kind of like go past your pop's reputation?
Yeah, because my dad was a hustler. He was about his money. I don't know what, honestly, I don't know what the fuck and how the fuck I got drawn to what I was into. I don't know if it was the generation. I don't know what it was, but I was supposed to be about some money for real. You know, money gonna come, but the funk is what I don't know. Honestly, I can't even really explain it for real. But it's just like you know, that's it just happened.
So what's your connection to Fairfield? Because a lot of people rock with you out there. So how did you end up building a bridge?
Some end up happening in Richmond. Moms end up moving to Fairfield, try to you know give me a better life. She ain't want me to indulge in the Richmond activity. You know how everybody know how it is in Richmond. You know, you grow up out there, you automatically in it. No matter you know if you a nerd, square, whatever it is. You know, if you from a side, then you know it ain't no straddling no fence. So moms moved to Fairfield to try to build a better life for me, but not knowing that that turned me up a little worse. You feel what I'm saying? So I ended up going out there, making a few connections with a few people, and you know they liked how I rock. You know what I mean? Like and they accept it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, because I'm always gonna be me whenever I go. I done been to Virginia, I done been to, you know, Fairfield, Vallejo area where, you know, my name ring all over there. And I ain't talking about it like, you know, trying to gloat about it, make it seem like I'm a big gangster and that ain't what it is, but people just like how I move.
For sure, man. And I tell people all the time, you know, coming from a different place, a motherfucker be quick to be like, oh, square field.
I think Fairfield, you got to think it's people from San Francisco, Oakland, Sac, Richmond that came out there and man, Fairfield turned up. Don't get it confused. Like I didn't have motherfuckers. I come back from come to Richmond and motherfuckers. Oh, you know, ooh, you from Fairfield? Look, check this out. I ain't gonna lie. They got some people in Fairfield that'll put your shit in your lap for real, for real. And you got people in Fairfield that's really about their money.
Rest in peace to your little bro, Drake Kane. I heard some good stories about him from Greedy. What was your relationship like with him growing up?
Man, man, just like I said, you know, we had a choice. You know, my little brother, he had it good. You know, he stayed in the big house. Moms had money. You know, he had a closer relationship with my dad than I did. My dad was married to his mom. This was a choice. You feel what I'm saying? My brother, he was always a quiet dude, player. You know, he was a good dude, man. And that was my baby boy. You feel what I'm saying? Like when I found out he was in the streets, he got in the streets after my dad died. My dad died, it hurted him, and you know you can't tell a motherfucker nothing. You know after something like that happened. You get what I'm saying? Somebody that he idolized ended up dying. He a quiet dude. He ain't got nothing to take his anger out on. So he involved himself in the streets and took his anger out on the streets. That was my baby boy, man. You know, I get emotional when I talk about a little bro. Like he wasn't supposed to go out like that, man. For real, for real.
And you know that circle he come from, man, him, Noose, and Greedy, them niggas was always the freshest little niggas from that section. Let's keep it 100.
Yeah, for real. Come on, man. Glow. Let's glow. Like for real. I told them that. I told him that all the time. Noose, I tell him that all the time. Like, man, Noose was a player. He's still a player. Look at them now. Noose, TT, Greedy. You know, they all was the flyest out their generation. You know what I mean? Out their section, the flyest out their generation, man. Shout out to Greedy. Shout out to TT. Shout out to Lil Noose.
Do you feel like you were a bad influence on Dre, being that he probably did look up to you?
Uh, yeah, you know, I'm gonna be honest. Yeah, I do feel like I was a bad influence because I didn't I didn't push him the way I should have pushed him. I didn't set him straight. I let him do what he wanted to do because I never had a big brother. I got two big brothers, but I never had a big brother. You feel what I'm saying? So when I found out he was in the streets and he was doing everything he was doing, I basically let him do that instead of telling him like, nah, don't do that. Go to school, graduate, which he did. He graduated. That's one thing my daddy always wanted him to do was graduate. But I feel like I played a part in him thinking it was cool to be in the streets. instead of being a big brother and grabbing him like, nah, go to school, get in college, go play ball or something. I was basically giving them guns, letting them do whatever he wanted to do, which that I ain't no big brother. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like I do play a role, and I influenced him. You feel me? Go
Did you
ahead, man.
develop a guilt trip after Dre was murdered because you felt like you could have either prevented it or saved him?
Yeah, like so when I found out everything, I was in Susanville doing my first bid or whatever. We was on lockdown because the Southsiders ended up beating up the COs or whatever. And so I'm, usually I watch the news at nighttime. Uh, for like 2 days, I ain't watched the news, and my Norte partner kept beating on my wall like, man, there's somebody on the news with your last name saying they end up killing somebody. So I'm like, that's probably my little brother. But when I found out the news, it hurt me like, man, damn, because if I was there, I would have prevented that. You feel what I'm saying? And yeah, I play a guilt trip because my dad always installed that, and it's like, man, y'all brothers. Y'all gotta have each other back. Don't let nothing happen to each other. So when he died, it's like, damn, Spice died while I was in prison. My brother died while I was in prison. So it's like, if I was out, I would be able to prevent that. My brother, how he died, he wasn't supposed to be doing none of that. And if I was there, I would have been able to tell him like, nah, we ain't doing that. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, that shit weigh heavy on me all the time because I think about him, Spice, and Surdy every day. You feel they on my wall right now. Every time I wake up, I look at them. You feel what I'm saying? So it's a guilt trip. I feel like Spice was I could have prevented that. So yeah, I did that. That shit weigh heavy on me every day. For sure, for sure.
Man, Lil Gritty said the same thing about your brother. He like, if I was there, man, I could have prevented that. You know what I'm saying? And he
Yeah,
always rep your little brother to the fullest, no matter what. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like that was a real friend for sure. He said, I think that was best friends, if I'm not mistaken, right?
They was best friends. They was best friends for sure, man. Like I say, my brother was love. He was love, man. He was love, man. He he was ahead of his time. I feel like my dad died and was reincarnated through him, for real, for real.
Rest in peace to Dre Kane.
Rest in peace.
Dre was allegedly killed by a stubby nigga. Is it smoke with the whole stubby ENT, or is this just an isolated incident?
Nah, I can say it's isolated because when you in prison, you make connections. You talk to a lot of motherfuckers. Through Oakland, San Francisco, wherever the case may be. But from what I heard, they don't even fuck with bro like that. So it's an isolated incident. But like I say though, I'm a real motherfucker. I ain't gonna sugarcoat nothing. It was my brother's fault. I'm gonna keep it real. You feel what I'm saying? If you look at the whole video, he was lacking. Bro did what he was supposed to do. And, motherfucker might get mad at me saying that, but it is what it is. Bro did what he was supposed to do. Bro got robbed. That's what happened. You feel what I'm saying? You got to be on your toes. And like I say, I didn't pray multiple times and told bro the same thing. He's supposed to have been on his toes. When you out doing shit like that, you got to make sure you stand on all 10. Bro was lacking. It's just the consequences of the game.
Some manner nigga said that you was in that paperwork. And you even got aired out by some members of Lil's ENT. What happened the day detectives came to question you?
So only a couple people know this. Somebody that's from my section. One of my partners was in a hospital room with me. So the shit that they asked me, everything was a joke. Everybody know how Anderson played. Anderson played a dirty game. So he took what I said and mixed it up and misconstrued it, penciled with me, and did what he wanted to do, and made it seem like that I said something that I never said. But like I said, somebody was there with me the whole time. So when I got out, he vouched for me, said that I ain't say everything, but a lot of motherfuckers that said it was my folks, said it was my dog, they never asked me what really happened. They just went with it. Because like I said, it's a lot of hate that came with it, but a lot of motherfuckers don't know all that shit that was getting pushed, all the shit really is behind bitches. You feel what I'm saying? So we ain't gonna get too deep into that, but yeah. Truth be told, motherfuckers fucking on, niggas was fucking on niggas, bitches and shit like that, and that's where it really came from for real. Motherfuckers had my back the whole time until motherfucker found that out. You feel what I'm saying? So, truth be told, motherfuckers know the truth behind that. My niggas know the truth behind that. Motherfuckers know A-Dog pencil whipped the nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, if motherfucker know me, they know. I didn't did too much shit, seen too much shit to let something like that go on. You feel what I'm saying? So if a motherfucker wanted to do dirt or say some shit like that, it would have been worse. You feel what I'm saying? So like I say, A Dog, pencil whipping, everybody know the truth behind that.
What do you say to people who say once you tell, the gangster shit goes out the window?
I mean, honestly, it's the truth. If you get on the stand, you tell about a murder, you tell about anything that's something like that, gang shit out the window. You feel what I'm saying? But you got situations where a motherfucker, like for instance my situation, like I said, when you got motherfuckers that got your back and they know the truth, we know the truth. If you get what I'm saying, we know what really happened. Niggas in my circle really know what happened. So it's like I'm not the type of motherfucker that's gonna go on Instagram, say, this, that. If motherfucker know, they know. When everything was going on, I never said nothing on Instagram about what was going on. I let motherfuckers talk. Because I'm not with none of that. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, that's the truth. You get on the stand, you point the finger, your ass gotta go. Simple as that.
Do you feel betrayed by some of the Lil Xan team members for not holding it down with you in this situation?
Yeah and no. I feel betrayed because, like I said, out of all the things that I did, all the shit that I did, motherfucker could have came and asked me what was really going on. Nobody asked me nothing. You feel what I'm saying? And you got people that got a higher influence in some group segments, and sometimes they word. Hold on, excuse me. You got people that got a bigger voice. You feel what I'm saying? Like I say, when a person that got a bigger voice say something, quote unquote, it's law. You got people that don't got their own voice. They followers. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, when I was out, motherfuckers riding the nigga dick, shaking hands and all that shit. When I come to jail, it's a problem. You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, I do feel betrayed. Because like I said, motherfuckers could came and asked me what was really going on. Nobody asked me nothing. And I would have told motherfuckers the truth.
There's been a lot of talk about how bogus you is and what you did wasn't gangster. But how many people that actually said that to you face to face?
Nobody. Not one soul ever said nothing to me about nothing. About a motherfucking thing. And that's why, when I came down on this case, I had to sit back and really think and really come to the conclusion that this shit bogus. It ain't what it is. I got OGs, I got people that's from the manor, OGs that's from the manor pulling me to the side like, bro, look, leave that shit alone. You ain't tell. You gotta read paper, you gotta know how to read it. Motherfuckers that read that shit and sat down with me and really asked me what was really going on, they understood what was going on. Like I said, everything was a joke. But A Dog twisted it up, did what he wanted to do, and that's how it happened. You feel what I'm saying? That's just what it is. But ain't nobody ever said nothing to me in my face.
A lot of shit is getting back to you from the streets about certain motherfuckers speaking on the situation, but they won't come to your face and say the shit.
Exactly. I'm not even gonna say from the streets. I'm hearing it from bitches. You got niggas that's pillow talking to bitches. Bitches that I used to fuck with. You feel what I'm saying? And they coming back to me with it. That's what's so bogus. You got niggas that I really had love for that can't even come to me and ask me. And then when it was a situation where a motherfucker did ask me, and I'm trying to explain myself, but you want it to be true. You feel what I'm saying? Because motherfuckers hate me because I walk to my own beat. I don't do what everybody. I'm not a gang member. I threw littles up and all that shit based on Surdy and Spice. I'm not part of that. I got love for a lot of them. That's not me. You feel what I'm saying? That was for Surdy and Spice. I'm not littles. Not no disrespect to none of them, because like I said, I got a lot of love for a lot of them. But when you go when you can't, when you say you got love for motherfuckers, you say you love them, and something like that happens, you're supposed to be able to ask them like, man, what's going on? What's up with this? How this happened? Give a motherfucker a chance to explain what was really going on, because man, everybody know that shit was bogus. Everybody should know that shit wasn't true. Like I said, I got motherfuckers from different hoods that nigga is supposed to be into it with, that's coming to telling me like, man, look, bro, that ain't this and that ain't that. But my own folks can't even say it, you feel me?
You done put your life on the line a couple of times for this shit. And then what is this, your second prison term, third prison term?
Second prison term. Yeah.
So yeah, I see how you could feel that way for real.
Hey, one of my closest friends already said that, man, if they wasn't shooting with you in the gym, fuck that opinion. You feel what I'm saying? Like motherfuckers that I really love, they know the truth behind that. And I ain't never hear from nothing. it's only one person that came and asked me about that, and that was the one that told you to tell me what's up. That's the only person that ever came and asked me anything. Everybody else ain't asked me nothing. You feel me?